63% of Americans say they fear outliving their money during retirement more than death itself. So how do annuities play in retirement portfolios? Let's chop. Welcome back to the Life Money Balance Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Preston Cherry, where we let your life lead your money, not your money lead your life, where your life and money are working currently to help you achieve life's design. All right. We've been always hearing a lot about annuities. It's a touchy topic because annuities are complex in nature. And some folks just outright dismiss annuities. And there's a lot of misinformation about annuities and retirement portfolios. And there's also some well-earned information about annuities. A couple of things I want to touch on, or just introducing them themselves, is annuities do provide a guaranteed income stream for the buyers. Now, annuities are not investments. Okay, they're not investment vehicles, which a lot of folks tend to misunderstand, and then also the sellers of annuities tend to call them investments. Sometimes even life insurance sometimes is called investments. No, it's insurance. And what annuities are insurance against outliving your money, and that's what a person is paying for, is combating against that risk. Insurance is all about protection and transferring risk from yourself onto another party, which is an insurance company. So that's one piece of information I like to share. Another piece of information is that there is a myth out there that says if someone sells insurance or an annuity, then they're a product pusher, and that financial planners cannot sell annuities or life insurance. First of all, if you're a financial planner and you find one that's a fiduciary financial planner, which is one that takes the client's best interest at all times when they're providing their recommendations, then the advice is in the best interest, and also any offering that the financial planner may offer has to be in the best interest of the client as well. What happens, and what's happened in the past, and even sometimes now, is that whoever is offering and it's called a product, but it's more of a solution if it's offered correctly. If you have run into an advisor or insurance agent that is hard selling a product, then they haven't learned anything about you, or they're overselling an amount, then that process lacks integrity. And within a comprehensive financial planning process where a professional is learning about your full scope of your life and your goals and your risk tolerance and what you want to achieve with your life and money, because it's a whole financial planning process, particularly CFPs, they are bound to carry out a financial planning process, then that is the process and environment to where you want to have a discussion about being offered, not sold, a solution, whatever it may be. Products are not bad inherently. It's the process that they are sold through, or whom is selling them with the integrity it has been and is the issue. When you are engaging with the professional whom has integrity, is following a financial planning process, and it has your best interest at all times, and giving advice and offering recommendations and solutions to you, then that is an environment, a welcoming environment that considers who you are and what you want to accomplish in order to accomplish your goals. Full disclosure, at Concurrent Wealth Management, we do not offer annuities or life insurance. However, we may in the future. And it is also, this is myth number 3, it's not a conflict of interest if an advisor does. Now, what happens is the terminology is as a practice is either fee only, as far as financial advisors are concerned, or fee based. Okay, you may hear these terms or Google these terms. Now, fee only is somebody that is receiving a fee only for financial advice. That's it, and they're not offering any product solutions outside of that. Now, fee based means that an advisor is receiving a fee for advice, and they also offer product solutions. Now, and they will get paid from that. Now, what is talked about often is like, oh, well, you're getting paid for the advice, and then you also are getting paid by the insurance company by a commission or a fee as well. You're double dipping. That's not necessarily true. Now, what happens is that it's particularly a CFP holder, a certified financial planner. You are allowed to offer a solution if it's in best interest of the client. Number one, always has to be in best interest of the client. And then number 2, if you have the skill, talking about the professional here, in order to offer that product with the expertise that an agent would have, or a long-standing person that's been in the field that knows about this product solution. If you are a financial advisor or planner that does not have that expertise, then you are duty bound to refer. All right. To refer to a professional that has the expertise in these areas. If you consider yourself and you can display to clients, I'm talking to you out there, clients, when you're running into a financial advisor in this area, if they could display, expertise because certified financial planners are comprehensively trained, then absolutely, then they can offer that, because not only are they have your best interest at heart because they are fiduciaries. Secondly, it's in your the best interest. Secondly, they have expertise. And in number 3, and actually at number 3, it's not only just best interest for you, and they have the expertise, but if they don't, then they have to refer. Now, here's where the lack of conflict of interest comes into play. Now, they have to disclose to you that they are offering, product solutions outside of the advice. It has to be disclosed to you. That way you're aware. And number 1. Number 2, if you engage with an advisor that's fee only, for example, that only receives money or fees for advice, and an annuity solution or a life insurance solution, we're talking about annuities today, is in your best interest based on information that you've shared with your professional and the goals that you want to have, that you aspire to achieve, then you would have to go attain an annuity anyway. Okay, so you're going to pay for that product solution either in-house with the financial advisor or planner, or with an independent agent. Okay, so just because your advisor displays expertise and he or she is comprehensively trained, you're paying 2 fees either way if it's in your best interest. If this is a solution that is not in your best interest, then by all means, you shouldn't be even considering that solution. So I just wanted to talk about that also. So number 1, insurance, not investments, and number 2, how an annuity product solution fits in the overall realm of financial advice, and how you can feel more confident talking with a trusted professional about annuities. Now I kicked off the show with a statistic that says folks fear outliving their money more than death. Well, Well, because when you're living and you're broke, then you don't have any more resources to pull from in order to fund the life that you want to live. After you're dead, it's all over, right? So I can see how a lot of folks uh, don't want to talk about outliving their money uh, more than death, because that death is final. Where are the answers when you're talking about outliving your money? So let's talk about what an annuity is. An annuity is a guaranteed stream of payments. So your guaranteed income is the phraseology there. Now think of the most popular annuity, as far as guaranteed income is concerned, is your Social Security that's due to you, right? You've been paying in for a while over time through your payroll tax. And then when you claim your Social Security, then you have a guaranteed income stream of payments due to you. So Social Security is the most popular form of guaranteed payments. You can also have guaranteed payments through a pension at your employer, but they're not that popular anymore. That said, they're not as guaranteed as a Social Security, because the company itself may go bankrupt or transfer that pension over to the government, and you get pennies on the dollar. However, if a company is flush with money and they hold up their promises, then that's also a form of, an annuity, as far as guaranteed income concerned, but not as guaranteed as Social Security. Then you have a private annuity, which you can go out and purchase in the market, which is saying, uh, you want to insure or protect against outliving your money. Now, you have other resources available to you that are part of your retirement bucket. You have your brokerage accounts, which are taxable over time, depending how you set them up. You don't have to pay a whole bunch of taxes year over year, and if you set them up correctly. But when you're withdrawing money or you having dividends or all that, it's a taxable brokerage account. Most flexibility there. You also have tax deferred accounts, which you have at your employers, your 403Bs, your 401Ks. If you're a business owner, you have your solo Ks, or your retirement plans for your employers and yourself. All right. Those are your tax deferred accounts. And then you also can have, you have your Social Security, and you can also have an annuity, a guaranteed income stream of payments, right? And IRAs as well, right? Roths or traditional. But you can also have an annuity payment, meaning you wanna you you aim to have a guaranteed part of your retirement bucket guaranteed to you, uh, and protect against outliving your money, because the monies that are invested in the financial market, those are susceptible to the ebbs and flows of the financial market. And sure, you can have 100% of your monies in the financial market over your 30, 20, 30, 40 year retirement time. That said, it's ebbs and flows, and you're fully susceptible to that, and that could be okay over time, depending how much you have in your retirement buckets, right? Also, too, even folks with an abundance amount of money, they may still have a psychology aversion to wanting to have, a paycheck of annuity payments hit that mailbox. We'll get into that a little later, right? So it's about preference, uh, what your need is, what your risk tolerance is, what your goals are, and what you want to do in order to allocate towards the variabilities of the markets, or having a guaranteed payment. It's not an and or by the way. It's you know it's a partnership. If this fits you, again, there's always a caveat. If this fits you, if you have 100% of your retirement bucket, then you could potentially annuitize, say 10%, 15% of it, giving you a guaranteed income payment in that bucket, and then the rest is invested in the market. We'll get to some strategies a little later. But essentially, an annuity is a guaranteed income stream, and you can go out and get one from a private annuity insurance company. Now, you have fixed annuities, variable annuities, and indexed annuities. All right. So, fixed annuities you are either paying into the annuity over time, and that money is growing tax deferred, where you're not paying taxes in the middle. And then at distribution, all right, you're getting a rate of return, a fixed rate of return. It's a credit, interest credit that you're receiving. Okay. And then that amount is growing over time. And then at distribution, you have a fixed amount of income streams coming to you over a guaranteed period of time. Now, the distributions on the annuity could cover one person or two people. All right. Now, if it covers one person for a lifetime, then if you die early, then the insurance company is winning. All right. But if you if you have your long life, all right, and even live longer than expectancy, then you're winning all day long. All right. But it's not winning or losing. It's about protecting your probability of outliving your money. That's what it's about. So don't think of it as winning or losing, or if you died early, then you lost. It's unfortunate that you died early. That said, because it's living protection, right? And that's why people talk about living more than death, right? So in your fixed annuity, you can pay over. That's called a deferred annuity, where you're paying in over time. You get a interest rate credit over time, so your money grows. It's tax deferred, and then as distribution, your distributions are tax free if it's a non-qualified account, because you paid in your premiums after tax. So you take home your paycheck, you pay your premiums with that after tax money. It grows, and then because you've already paid tax on it, and in the future, then your distributions are tax free. All right, you can also have a single premium immediate annuity, meaning you could take a lump sum of money. So say you retire and you have $1 million in your account, 5 million, 10 million, right? You could take a portion, a lump sum of that money. Let's say, you got $1 million, just for just round number sake, and you take 100,000 or 200,000 of that million, and single premium, put that 200,000 in there, right? And then you have an immediate annuity. It starts immediately paying out guaranteed income streams at that particular point, right? So that's another form of a fixed annuity: deferred annuity or immediate annuity. Now, annuities can be qualified or non-qualified. So in a qualified annuity, you're purchasing an annuity stream or an annuity inside of a qualified account, say like a 401k, 403b, something. So you're purchasing with pre-tax money. And when you purchase an annuity, a qualified annuity with pre-tax money, then the distribution becomes taxable at that point because you haven't paid any tax yet. Okay. So that's when a distribution in an annuity is taxable. Where it's not taxable is in a non-qualified annuity, where you're paying after tax, either deferred over time or a lump sum, and then your distributions are not taxable. That's a non-qualified annuity. Okay. Now you have variable annuities. A lot of folks don't like these, either advisors or people, because you read a lot about them. They're high fees, and they are, right. We'll talk about that next segment. Now, what happens with variable annuities is that instead of getting a fixed credit interest or interest credit, so your amount can grow over time. All right. Some people say, well, I don't want a fixed interest credit. I want to have a better chance of growing the amount that I have at the end, so I can get a higher distribution payment. Okay. Well, in that case, they say, well, I'm going to take a variable annuity and choose investments that are offered either inside of a variable annuity, and have those potential investments grow. Now, those potential investments are called sub-accounts inside of variable annuities. Okay. They are mutual fund like. All right. So meaning what they'll do is that they'll offer a S&P 500 sub-account that mirrors a index fund. Okay. And then they'll offer a several other offerings inside of an account. So it's an investment menu inside of an insurance product, so that the monies that are inside the insurance product can grow over time based on some investments that you select. And they're called sub accounts. They're so they have a different name, but they act like your index funds, mutual funds, so and so on. Right now, those sub accounts inside of the variable annuity are more expensive than that you would buy your index fund, your ETFs. All right. So variable annuities are high cost. They're high cost um, because you're participating in the market, and they have these sub accounts. They're high commission. There's a lot of reasons why that the insurance or the variable annuities cost a lot of money. And also, too, your outcome and is not always positive. Just because you invest in the market and participate in the market doesn't mean that your monies are going to grow. You could suffer some years to where the market is not doing so well, and then your outcome is less than what you thought. So your distribution is less than what you thought. All right. So variable annuities typically don't are not good solutions for a majority of folks, particularly because they're high fee and a little and high risk because they're not guaranteed. All right. Again, fixed annuities have that guaranteed interest rate credit. All right. Now, then you go into fixed FIAs, which is fixed index annuities. And what these are is you're participating in the market returns, all right, and that's what's used as your credit rate for over year. So, for example, the insurance company, your insurance company contract will say, if the S&P 500 returns 20% in a year, well, you can participate in 80% of that 20%, which is 16%. So you're participating in, and that would be your credit rate for that year. Also, there's something called a cap rate, which says, well, the market returned 20%, and we're going to cap what we credit you at 10%. Okay. Now they can also have cap rates and participation rates. So in my example, if your participation rate is 80%, and that's 16% of 20, but the cap is 10. Well, just because the participation rate allowed 16%, the cap rate supersedes the participation rate, and you're capped at 10. All right. Now, I wanted to use round figures of 20% because it's a good round example. But the historical returns of the S&P 500 anywhere between 8 and 12. But 20% is possible. We just had that a couple of years ago, so we do have some high years. I just wanted to use that as an example, but that's how that works. So yeah, fixed annuities, variable annuities, and index annuities. It's just generally how annuities work far as type is concerned. Now we're going to move on to pros and cons of annuities. Now the good part of annuities is what I've talked about, the word guaranteed. People like having that psychology aspect of paychecks hitting their mailbox, so to speak. Right. So when you have a guaranteed income stream, you have money coming to you like clockwork. All right. It's guaranteed as long as the term that you agreed to is in effect. So if it's a lifetime, then it covers your life, that one single person's life. It's guaranteed. And then if it's 2 lives, that's a joint annuity, then it's going to cover 2 lives. If it covers 2 lives, then the payout is lower because you're having to cover 2 lives. If it's covering 1 life, then that payout is higher because once that person expires, then the insurance company doesn't have to cover anybody else. When you're covering 2 people, once one person expires, you have to cover the second person. Also, another benefit is that tax deferred growth. So if you're participating in a pay over time as your bucket of money grows, so like a deferred annuity, all right, and you're paying premiums over time, then the growth inside of those annuities are tax deferred until distribution. Where when you're paying over time into your bucket of money, you're not paying money on the growth on your account while it's growing, while the money is inside of the account. But once it's annuitized, once it's starting to be distributed, it's going to be susceptible to tax. All right. For a qualified annuity, you pay no tax on nothing at the beginning. So when it's distributed on the back end, then it's fully taxable. When you're talking about your non-qualified annuities, you've paid your premiums with after-tax money. So when you distribute your money, you have return of basis and you have growth. Now you haven't paid any tax on your growth yet, and you paid taxes on your basis already. So it's going to be a blended rate, and it's be based off of a ratio called the exclusion ratio, where some of your distribution is excluded from tax because you've already paid tax on your premium. So you get return of your basis and you pay tax on the growth. So, but in the middle, no tax until you distribute. So that's another pro. Now, another pro is the monies that you are allocating toward a fixed annuity over time is shielded from volatility. And so this is another psychological protection. And also too, you get to protect your overall financial market portfolio, because that portfolio is susceptible to all types of volatility over time, stock market volatility over time. All right. So you're susceptible to that volatility. And what about having, if someone is risk averse or wants to protect against outliving their income, well, then you have a portion of your overall retirement bucket portfolio that is shielded away from market volatility. All right. So some of the bad things are, the high costs. I talk about the high cost of variable annuities. And there's costs in fixed annuities as well. Fixed annuities, variable annuities. There's more cost in variable annuities. That's why they don't fit most folks. All right. But across both types of annuities, there's a thing called surrender charges. And surrender charges are once you transfer money over to the insurance company, they want you to keep your money inside of the insurance company, because what happens is they pull all the money together and invest it in a way that's going to meet their promises over time. Now, if folks are transferring money into the insurance company and withdrawing it early, that pool gets smaller, and they're not able to invest in a way to meet their promises. So they're going to penalize you and give you surrender charges for pulling your money out early. If you pull out your money early, right? So what happens is the surrender charges are either they're over a period of time, so 1 to 7 or 8 years, where if you pull out your money in the earlier years, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, then you're going to get penalized a lot. The penalty reduces as you keep your money in. So if you withdraw early, high penalty, high surrender charge. All right. If you withdraw later in the period, year 8, something like that, then your surrender charge is lower because you left your money in longer. You do not activate a surrender charge if you do not withdraw your money early. All right. If you don't withdraw, you don't activate the surrender charge. Okay. Because the point of it is all monies that you allocate towards retirement have a point, right? They have a goal. All right. If you are purchasing an insurance solution in order to not outlive or reduce the chances that you're outliving your money, then that's what that bucket's for. You're not trying to withdraw money out of that, right? If you're in a 401k over time, you're trying to put money towards your retirement in a tax-deferred way in order for retirement. And that's what you have brokerage accounts for, in order to have you more flexibility. So each bucket is for something. So you don't have to activate a surrender charge if life doesn't ask you to. Okay. And then also too, annuities can be complex. I mean, so that's another thing about annuities. However, if you buy the simplest forms of annuities, like I've explained, and avoid the difficult ones, they could be. These are could be. Depends on your situation. All right. So why would folks invest or not invest? The financial advisor said the word invest. I already told you that that annuities are not investments, they're insurance. But why would somebody allocate money towards an annuity, particularly those with $1 million portfolios, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $10 million, right? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Well, one, and I touched on this earlier, if you have a portion of your money, just take a $10 million portfolio just around, let's take a $1 million and then you can multiply it and get a 10 number and get in your head how it may work, right? Let's take $1 million portfolio. Okay. Well, if you take $1 million portfolio and stick it all in the market, it has market risk. All right. And it's susceptible to something called sequence of return risk, to where you have $1 million at retirement, and that's going to hold you over, right? And in the first year or two, there are down markets in the financial market. So the markets lose money year 1, year 2, year 3. All right. That sequence of return starts off negative. All right. Now, nobody knows how the market's going to act when they retire. All right. But the sequence of returns, everybody's susceptible to it. Either you have positive years out of the gate or negative years out of the gate. All right. Now, if you have a bucket of cash and or a guaranteed income stream, then you could protect your portfolio by saying, if those negative returns start off year 1, year 2, or year 3, I don't have to pull money out of my investment portfolio on bad years because I have money available to me in order to ride that wave out. All right. So it like Social Security, guaranteed income stream payments and the like can help protect a portfolio potentially. Okay. Also, too, you're talking about if folks have a bequest, if they want to leave inheritances. All right. That's another benefit or why somebody would choose an annuity, right? Which is, so you got $10 million and you said, you know what, my goal is to live $5 million to my heirs. Okay. Well, if you have a sum of your portfolio annuitized, then you're funding your lifestyle and your retirement with fixed dollars, a portion of it, and then protecting how much you need to take out of your investment portfolio over time. All right. Can you do this without an annuity? Sure. Absolutely. Again, it's only if it fits. All right. So, and I'm not pushing anything on you. I'm just saying it's a consideration. And by the way, for when you talk about fiduciary and best interest, it's actually not in somebody's best interest to not consider other alternatives. All right. Just wanted to put that out there. So this is just something to think about. Protecting your portfolio from withdrawing in negative sequence return years, and also as far as having a bequest mentality and wanting to leave to heirs, so protecting your overall estate. So those are a couple of reasons, and also having predictable income. The number 3 would be predictable income for your lifestyle expenses, particularly your needs. Right. So every year, if you need $40,000 or $50,000 to come into your or $100,000, whatever that may be, that your lifestyle describes, and you can cover that potentially with a fixed annuity, then do that. There's other ways that you can use a fully market portfolio in order to do that, and it'll be another show. So you don't need an annuity in order to do this, but it could help. All right. So that's psychology of having needs met by a guaranteed income stream could help. All right. There is a famous annuity story that's out there that you could Google. It's hilarious. All right. July 1st is called Bobby Bonilla Day. And Bobby Bonilla was a baseball player who had a nice career. And back in, I believe, the 90s, early 2000s, he stopped playing for a baseball team. He ended up retiring. He played for a couple of baseball teams. And he ended up retiring from the New York Mets. And the New York Mets owed him some money at the end of his contract. Well, instead of paying him his money, they said, instead of paying you this lump sum money right now, how about we negotiate with you and promise you to pay you over a number of years through in an annuitized format? So from, oh my goodness. So the deal was from 2011 to 2035, they would pay Bobby Bonilla $1.1 million per year over this period of time. So he's been retired for almost 30 years, y'all, and he's still receiving money from his old team year over year through annuity payments, because the New York Mets ended up buying an annuity in order to help pay out this promise. So that's one example, famous example of guaranteed payments and an annuity. Lotteries do this too, but I don't want to encourage lotteries because it's so rare. Because you can either take the lump sum or annuities. All right, annuity guaranteed income stream payments over the year. But July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day, and that's a famous story of an annuity. Another famous story is Allen Iverson. He signed a Reebok contract that paid him $800,000 a year over a period of time, and then a $32 million payout at his age of 50. So these are examples of how guaranteed income stream payments can help. Obviously these are athletes, rich or famous, but it gives you a sense of having a guaranteed stream hit your account for and help support lifestyle and outliving your money rather than taking a lump sum all the time. And sometimes it helps you be more riskier in your investment. So if you have a guaranteed income stream, then your other bucket of money can take a little bit more market risk as well. So all of these components are something to consider when you're talking about annuities. All right, that's the show about annuities. If you got some questions, be sure to throw them in the chat. It's a touchy subject, y'all, but I hope I offered you some information to help clear this area up a little bit for you, all right? Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you heard, seen, and feel to help you achieve your wealth and well-being journey, and share, and subscribe to the Life Money Balance channel. And if you're ready, visit the website and schedule an appointment. And be on the lookout for the next LMB lesson. Cheers.